Crypto has entered into a full-blown bull mania phase. People are literally going to be able to retire this month, not this decade, but this month. That is the magic of cryptocurrency. However, you need to constantly reanalyze the market if you want to get ahead of the next trend. If you want to truly benefit and maintain that benefit, you need to constantly reanalyze, get ahead of trends, set a strategy, and stick to it. Otherwise, you probably won't even manage to realize the gains that you achieve. If you guys are excited for my new analysis on the market and what I think is going to happen over the coming days and weeks, as well as, of course, some gems that I think are set to benefit disproportionately from the movements of the market, then go ahead, destroy that like button, and remember, as always, that each and every comment below this video is entered to win your very own hardware wallet. Again, I sadly need to always explain to the new viewers here that there is a fake LEO trades in the comment section, or many of them, that are scamming the audience and they're trying to get you to send them funds. I will never ask you to contact me, send me funds, or anything like that. There's also scam videos that play before this one that ask you to send Ethereum and get Ethereum back. The first part might happen, but the second part definitely not. It's an old scam and it's well known, but just do yourself a favor and don't send money to a stranger on the internet. With that said, let's dive in. Now, I want to start off today with a little bit of an update, which is that crypto is starting to truly penetrate mainstream culture. In my DMs, I've gotten some really interesting folks from mainstream culture with big followings that are DMing me asking me about cryptocurrency, and it made me realize that there's probably quite a few people out there that are looking to get into this industry. So if you are a mainstream brand, a big influencer, someone who wants to see how they can benefit from this industry in the best way, feel free to DM me on Twitter. I'll do my best to get back to you with my team and hopefully help you take advantage of the good parts of crypto and not the other parts of crypto. That way we can have a healthy and educated community at all levels, and this mania phase doesn't lead to, well, what happened last time. My DMs are open, so feel free to send me a message if this sounds like you. With that said, let's move on to the content. To say things are bullish right now would be a grave understatement. We see 0x, who's literally been building for years. You can see they got a big pump here. They actually just closed a $15 million seed round. Then you have Maker, again pumping 37%. This is really good, and it shows that the big DeFi coins are pumping. You also see things like Loopring and Kyber, and it's showing you that scaling and second layer DEXs are again going to be a hot button issue as gas fees have become quite literally insane. And so while everything's pumping and things are starting to get really clogged on the Ethereum network with people wanting to trade on Uniswap, we're going to be talking about what I think are huge ways that you can hedge against the future gas crisis until we get EIP 1559 and other types of scaling mechanism, like the different dApps on optimistic Ethereum, and even some layer 2 stuff that we're going to be exploring for NFTs on Ethereum that I think is generations ahead of what we've seen before. We're going to be talking about some ways for you to get ahead of the gas price now. The first hedge against gas prices that I'm going to talk about here is the Chi gas token. Now, this is a really interesting token. We've been talking about this thing since like 50 cents or $1. I forgot where we first covered it, but we've been telling you that this is a hedge. You can literally buy into the gas prices here. You're betting on the gas prices. And what happens here is essentially the Chi gas token creates a bunch of smart contracts, which when you burn it, it will essentially burn the smart contracts, which is a feature within Ethereum that rewards you with network functionality when you remove a smart contract. So essentially, this is like reserving gas space at a certain price. And then if the gas price goes up, you can essentially use that gas token that you've already created here. It's pretty much like a call option on gas. If you guys know what derivatives are, you're essentially buying the opportunity here to buy gas at a later date, if that makes sense. And so you're essentially betting that this is going to go up, that the gas price is going to go up. Again, we covered this thing around $1 earlier this month or last month, and this thing's done at like at least a 7x. So if anyone's into this, congratulations to you guys. And again, you can see as the network usage has increased, I mean, look at this chart. Look at this chart for the Chi gas token, absolutely parabolic. And this is a really, really interesting mechanism for you to hedge against gas. Just something to consider. If Ethereum EIP 1559 doesn't come to save us anytime soon, this is something I could see continuing to grow. But you can see here that this is a really interesting method to control gas costs, and something that I'm excited that I introduced to you guys at a much lower price here. We also see a huge pump in Acropolis, and this shows you that DeFi on Polkadot is once again becoming an extremely hot button issue. We have Acropolis here almost up 80%. That means to me that the Polkadot ecosystem is going to be white hot again. We had Polkadot Polkadot season back in August, don't forget, and I've kept believing that we'll have Polkadot season again in the future. As Ethereum starts to grind to a halt, you can see the alternative networks like Polkadot, of course, and Cardano, which are the two most exciting new networks that we have today, starting to get more excitement. And it wouldn't even surprise me to see a little bit of that excitement spread over into EOS and Tron, depending on how desperate things get. Regardless, I have my eye on this .ecosystem tab. There's a lot of interesting projects in here that we've covered before, some not so much, but there's a lot going on here. With like, of course, Staffy, which is an interesting comparison to Ramp, and in my opinion, hasn't performed quite as well as I expect it to. We had Fallon Network, which has been doing really well. We covered this thing at 7 cents, but I think it's still got more legs in it. And of course, there's a bunch more interesting projects throughout this list here. So I think that the Polkadot ecosystem is about to heat up in a very, very significant way over the coming days and weeks as this gas crisis continues to manifest. Of course, another way that you'll be able to hedge against gas and actually use that gas with call options is going to be through Euler. Now, I was one of the first people in the entire space to cover Euler. Since then, it's gotten some pretty insane hype, but this is one of the projects I'm most excited for because it's introducing a whole new type of financial product that's a native parameter blockchain derivative on Ethereum. I have a huge amount of admiration for this project, and I'm really excited to see how it's used because if you think about it, big exchanges like Binance or something like that, they have to do a ton of withdrawals and actually pay gas fees on Ethereum. So what if they could predict those gas fees for, say, a year out, and they could say, well, let's buy call options on gas, estimate the amount of gas they might use, and they would buy native blockchain derivatives that would allow them to control their gas costs. This is actually, in my opinion, a sort of new DeFi primitive, new paradigm. It's really exciting. And Euler, I believe, is going to benefit tremendously from the gas wars that we're seeing happen right now. Even if EIP 1559 comes into play, Euler's even given yet another product, which is the base fee, which is the gas fee, which you can then bet on, which is a native parameter now of Ethereum. So this is super cool. Euler to me is hyper relevant. It's one of the more interesting DeFi and blockchain infrastructure projects. And I think that this is going to be one of my favorite ways that you can essentially bet on the wild changes within the blockchain ecosystem. And finally, I wanted to talk about some other bridges. We're having a lot of bridges come out here. Phantom's teaming up with Fusion, and they're creating bridges to Phantom's layer 2 DEX, Phantom Finance. There's a lot of interesting work happening here with bridges to get things essentially off of Ethereum into better trading environments. So I'm going to be looking for a lot of bridges to start coming out and offering themselves up as options here. And so Phantom and Fusion, those are going to be interesting plays as well. And of course, one of the leaders of the optimistic Ethereum ZK Rollups movement, Synthetics, is poised once again to be a beneficiary of a lot of this as they've been one of the first movers in trying to introduce sort of second layer ZK Rollup based Ethereum scaling. So ZK Rollups and trading networks that are powered by ZK Rollups are going to be a very interesting next phase, Synthetics being one of them, but there's actually a few of them. ZK Swap, we have other things like Falcon Swap, we have Quick Swap on Matic. There's going to be a bunch of these types of projects that I could see trying to vie for the sort of place in the community that currently Uniswap offers, but is starting to essentially get crippled by these gas fees. We also have XDAI Stake, which has been pumping pretty hard, and there's been some rumors circulating, which I haven't been able to confirm, that essentially Uniswap's V3 will be hosted on XDAI. I can't confirm that. I don't know that for a fact, but there is a feeling, there are some rumors. I've been hearing some murmurs about Uniswap V3 being built on XDAI. Now, if that ends up happening, you're welcome. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. XDAI is still good tech, and Stake is still a solid thing to be holding, in my humble opinion, but of course, you should do your own research. And of course, we have Cardano here, and to be honest, Cardano is yet another big viable competitor here in the scalable DeFi and scalable DApp race. We've been waiting on Cardano to deliver the goods now for some time, and it sounds like they're very, very near to delivering it. I mean, the price action would suggest that there's something going on here. And to be honest, we need this stuff. We need a Cardano, we need a Polkadot, we need ZK rollups, we need scaling, we need EIP 1559. There's no wrong here, there's only right. We need an ecosystem that works for everybody. So though I've been a little stubborn with Cardano, the truth is I'm really positive and I want it to work out. And I sincerely hope that this will be one of the beneficiaries of this whole network congestion driving everybody to potentially alternative solutions. So there you have it. Things are pumping like they've never pumped before, making that August bull run look like a little molehill. And that's what we love to see here in crypto land, is parabolic price action. But remember to set a strategy, stick to it, or else you won't be able to achieve your goals. I believe that strongly. Most importantly, I believe this gas crisis that we're experiencing offers up a tremendous amount of opportunity. You need to constantly be predicting these changes in the ecosystem, getting ahead of them, understanding what's hot, what's next, and then you can benefit from these big swings in the market. The projects that are allowing for you to hedge against gas, like Chi Gas token, like Euler. There's going to be huge opportunities there. And I'm definitely looking at some pretty eye-watering valuations for the next generation tech that Euler is bringing to the frame. For those of you who are going to ask, Euler's not out yet, but I think it's going to be such an impactful project. Along with EIP 1559, I'm hoping that over the next month or two, our decentralized ecosystem gets a fresh coat of paint that allows it to truly support the weight of this flood of new excited and optimistic crypto investors. Once again, I've been getting hit up by some pretty amazing folks that are looking to expand their knowledge of crypto. And I believe that by helping some of the tip of the spear, most influential people in the world better understand this ecosystem, get into the good projects, and understand what's important in this crypto world is better for the evolution of the entire space. Let's build a smarter community together. With that said, if you guys got some value out of today's episode, if you guys are excited for what's coming next in this wild ride of blockchain, and you guys are learning to set a strategy and stick to it, then do me a favor, destroy that like button. And remember, as always, each and every comment below is entered to win your very own Ledger Nano S. As usual, if you guys want to be made aware of the absolute best opportunities in the crypto space before they become hot trending topics, then all you have to do is subscribe and put that bell notification on. We called it before anyone else on some of the biggest and most impactful coins in the entire space. We're doing our best to help you get ahead of the market, and if you want that information first, then all you have to do is subscribe and put that bell notification on. There is no VIPs, no special groups. You get the information first by having that little bell notification on. It's that simple. If you guys want to follow me on Telegram or Twitter, the links for both of those are in the description. I do tend to tweet about some things that I don't cover here on YouTube, so you definitely want to check that out. Once again, I thank you so much for watching. My name's Elio Trades, and I'll see you very soon on the next episode.